sustainable space economy. Enjoy, everyone.
So, hello everybody. Greetings from Finland. It's great to be here today. And I'm especially thankful for the Paris Space Week team and organization crediting my speech in the beginning. And I can see that also Paris Space Week is supporting this sustainable use of space as one of the organizations showing the leadership. So my name is Timo Mustonen. I'm the founder of Sustainable Space Economy. When I was young, I think that the lakes were clean, summer was warm, there was a real winter, there was no COVID. I think people were happier earlier. Now when I look around myself, I see people are fighting against each other, like we saw in the presentation earlier today. Global warming, COVID, things are getting worse. So what kind of heritage we want to give our future generations? I have 17 and 12 years old daughters, and I'm thinking about what is the heritage I give to them in the future. So I have a question for all of you. So raise up your hands if you have children, if you have grandchildren, or you just simply like children. So raise up your hands. Think about your heart now, what your heart is saying. What do you want to give as a heritage to those children? Do you want to be proactive and start doing things? Do you have the heart in the right place? I have it. Please join the ride with me with the Sustainable Space Economy. Just to make sure that we all understand sustainability in the right way, there's a lot of talk what is sustainability is all about. So I rely on this definition from OECD. I guess you are familiar with that already. But what I want to bring there is the sustainability part, social, environmental, and economic part. So think about, even if you live in Pakistan, India, wherever, you should have the equal rights to benefit from things from space. So, what I'm offering, I love action. Even my nickname is called Smiley Whip. I want to see things happening. So we offer a result-oriented and collaborative global platform that empowers you to drive excellence and innovation with a major impact on sustainable space economy. We are not only offering, we are also committed. Our commitment is to be the most impactful global initiative platform, and we bring sustainable value to the space economy through innovative products, services, better supply chain, processes, increased resource efficiency, and collaborative ways of working with a holistic approach. We want to bring you all together. So if you look at the table, you can see that there are very many different organizations and companies, and the challenges are big. So I want to bring all of those together. And for example, one reason for this is that when I discuss with space lawyers, they said, hey, they would like to do this and this and this, but the problem is that they don't know who the real counterpart is and if there's a technology available and so on. So I want to cover the big picture, not only single companies. So this is the platform. It has 3 dimensions. We are talking a lot about sustainability, but it's blah, 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 like Greta Thunberg is saying. We want to understand better what we are doing. There's a lot of work to do with the change management, showing leadership, like we have today, 2 initiatives showing leadership in area of sustainability. And when companies start to realize that we are working together, so they need help. So we provide this process management, strategy facilitation, marketing, public relations, trainings, and that support for them to get the execution to the next level. And when companies start to get together and they have understanding that there are bigger challenges that they can themselves solve, then we have these collaboration projects. And today we will be talking about this near zero by design. Charlie will be talking about that and telling what it's all about. But there are already several other projects starting, and it has been a great pleasure to have already discussions in the morning time that people want to be part of this movement and they have their heart in the right place. So, we are open discussions about partnerships, memberships in the platform, different kind of collaboration opportunities and funding opportunities to enable fast global growth for this sustainable space economy platform. So, thank you for your time listening. I hope that there are very many people in the audience coming back to me after this presentation and saying that, hey, I have my heart in the right place. Let's work with passion and make things happening together, because execution matters, not talking and talking. So let me next introduce Charlie about Near Zero by Design collaboration project that we have started. And I want to give the credit to all these activities that Sustainable Space Economy Platform has been able to empower. So Charlie, thank you.
Cheers.
So, hello again. Let me reintroduce Charlie about this Near Zero by Design.
Thank you, Timo. So, as you heard from Timo, the Sustainability Space Economy is the big program that he's been developing for some time, and Near Zero by Design is a project that sits within that, which you can see everything going on the screen. They've got the wrong slide view on the screen at the moment. They can see all my notes. Can you take it down, please? I'm just going to ad-lib this one because this is kind of, we're losing our space here. No good. So I work within the space sector. I'm a startup in the UK. We run a small business called Plastron, which is all about space safety, and that's very relevant to the work that we are doing on the Near Zero by Design program. I'm going to take you through what Near Zero by Design is today, and I can't even control it. And we're going to fly on our pants. Thank you. Can you take it down? There's no point having that up. Okay? On my coupe. The initiative was set out because the space sector is in growth. Anyone working in the space sector in the industry at the moment, you'll know that we've got new space and we've got legacy space. Legacy space is the big conventions, the big primes, the government agencies that have driven the industry for the last 30, 40 years. New space is a complete shift where SMEs, startups are moving in, and they bring with them great promise, but they also bring with them great risk. And we also sit at this interface at the moment where environmental issues are starting to impact on what the industry can and can't do. Fundamentally, the space sector is not that green. I think we can admit to that, and I think if you look at any kind of campaign, space campaign at the moment, that kind of issue comes forward. Right, okay, I'm going to use it here. No. Let's take an example. So if you were launching a European satellite today for ESA, let's say NMAP, that's being launched in about a week's time at the Cape on SpaceX. By the time that satellite is in orbit, about 30 tons of carbon derivatives would have been generated. Half of that would have happened during the launch. It basically takes, for 1 kilo of launch mass to get into orbit, you create about 3,000 kilos of carbon derivative. We can't change that propulsion aspect at the moment. We're very fixed in the way that propellants are being handled, are being developed, and we're restricted in what we can do in terms of getting to space. But the upstream component, where we look at what we're doing in the manufacturing cycle, the full supply chain, there's a lot that can be achieved there. And this is being incentivized by organizations, both at the government and the intra-government level, so at the European Union level. Governments are investing in incentivizing, and also space agencies. It's a bit of a mixed bag across Europe and across the world, but these are the things that are leading into the change that we want to influence and develop. And that's where near zero by design comes in, because a lot of the businesses involved in space, while they're experts in the domain of developing their technologies, they are not able to see obviously where they can deliver an impact on their environmental agenda. And if the incentives are being set out in a sort of pre-described way, being able to align their businesses with that is quite a challenge. So the near zero by design initiative is there basically to facilitate that, because as an organization, we're basically funded, our partnerships are built within the industry. So we're all space technologists to begin with. So we understand how the space sector operates and functions. And that's really important, because when you consider that safety and quality are paramount in space technology, you can't compromise those through your environmental alignment at the same time. So you've got to bring these things in harmony. And that's where general consulting doesn't work, because generalists do not understand how the space sector works now and how it's going to work in the future. So understanding how the supply chain needs to evolve, how it needs to develop around the handling of raw materials through the design of spacecraft and through the delivery of those capabilities to launch is really important. And that's what we're going to be doing with the initiative that we're developing by Near Zero by Design. I'm going to see if my deck is now working. It is in part. Yes! Something's going to take off today. Catch up with where I am on my presentation. So what we're going to be developing and launching this year is basically a one-stop shop, because every business in the space industry is fundamentally different. It's got a different initiative, it's working on different programs, it's structured differently, and you can't fix aircraft in flight. There's generally a risk that you take on board when you make any kind of organizational change within a business. But what we're trying to do, or what we will be doing with this, is giving organizations the capabilities to understand what's important within their business that needs to change. So for some, it might be looking at a division or a department where they can make a translational change, say in HR, towards an environmental standard for their sustainability work. In another, it might be they be delivering a program, a large format program for a bus, and therefore they can look at how their supply chain can be enabled to make the changes necessary so that they can actually start to create the benefit from their environmental impact. And over time, they can then start to transition the entirety of their business over. So this isn't going to be happening in a couple of months or a couple of years. These are long-term initiatives that the whole industry has to buy into and support until we start to see things being mandated. The opportunity really rests within the industry to take responsibility for what it's going to do. And for myself, working within the space industry, I'd prefer to be working in an industry that can self-regulate rather than that's mandated and told what to do by government, because at that point you start to stymie innovation, and new space will succeed because of the pace that innovation can bring to the space industry to fix problems as we're driving through them. So as we go forward with this, just to reiterate where Near Zero by Design comes from, we're not outsiders. Our partnership, we've got my business Plastron, we're based in the UK working in space safety. We've got Aurora on board and we've got Kaihan Space on board. We're talking to big organisations and space agencies already, and this is creating a lot of interest across the industry. As we move forward, we'll also be partnering with environmental modelling specialists, so this is not just about things happening on the screen out of my control. This is not just about the space industry being myopic. This has so much translation into other sectors. It's really important that we get the right skills, the right KPIs, and the right capabilities in place. So that kind of brings my ad hoc presentation to the end. Stay in contact and come and talk with us. We'll be on LinkedIn. We're on LinkedIn already. Just search for Near Zero by Design and you'll find us there. And I'll be here for part of today. I'll be near Aurora's stage, and also Timo will be here. And it'd be interesting to hear your feedback and thoughts about this as well, about where you see that it fits in with your business. Thank you.
So, thank you, Charlie, for this interesting presentation, and good to see that this platform is already working and it's empowering new initiatives, although we have some technical challenges with the technology today here. So, but this is not all. I want to also recognize companies called Keihan Space and Aurora Propulsion Technologies, two advanced technology companies working together and developing technology for sustainable use of space. So, and today we have Keihan Space presenting the video and some background for the collaboration that we have done. So,
thanks, Timo. Good morning, everyone. It's exciting to be here. My name is Siamai Kesar. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Keihan Space. We are a US-based company focused on autonomous satellite conjunction assessment and collision avoidance services, providing that to satellite operators. In particular, we focus on delivering autonomous avoidance maneuver plans for satellite operators to essentially, help them with avoiding conjunctions and collisions and bringing the response time by 95% for a critical event. I don't have a slide. I don't have a slide deck today. I just this morning I learned that I'm gonna give this presentation. But yeah, it's great to be here. And yeah, today I'm excited to announce our partnership with our friends at Aurora Propulsion Technologies. It's truly obviously international collaboration across the Atlantic, and we are very excited to bring ProAct to market. So ProAct, that you will see a video about it shortly. It is the world's first and the only fully integrated collision avoidance system, and which combines Aurora Propulsion Technologies' advanced propulsion system as well as Keihan Space's advanced algorithms to bring an integrated collision avoidance system to the market. So with that, I think we have do we have a video to show? Yeah. So while they are preparing the video, one thing I want to add is that, in the spirit of taking actions, right? So Timo mentioned that, we as an industry, everybody, we all talk about space is getting congested. Everybody talks about, sustainability of the space, space flight safety. And guess what? We at Keihan and in collaboration with Aurora Propulsion System, we are taking action. We are taking action, meaningful action, to ensure that the commercial space industry is sustainable.
So while we are waiting for the video, I will have a few words. So after the video, you can visit Keihan Space and Aurora Propulsion Technology booths. And Aurora and Keihan folks, hello. E21 and D22. And about this sustainable space economy platform, please remember that everything started from Paris Space Week. Paris Space Week wanted to be showing the leadership in sustainable use of space. And this is just a starting point. We will be visible in every big space event in the future. You will hear about us. We will be the biggest global initiative platform. And let's wait for the video now.